Hello and welcome to Bethany, Oklahoma, here on the campus of Southern Nazarene University for the final home and final football game period of the 2017 season for the Southern Nazarene University Crimson Storm. I'm John Hale. In the booth with you today is Chandler Stivers. How you doing today, Chandler?
Doing great, John.
Well, it is the last football game of the year for both teams today between the Southern Nazarene University Crimson Storm and the Oklahoma Baptist University Bison, two arch rivals, as this is rivalry week here in the Great American Conference. SNU will come in today on this rather chilly Veterans Day. While we're on the subject, we would like to tell all of our veterans out there, thank you for all that you've done, and we especially remember those who have gave their lives for us so we can sit here and have this wonderful football game here in the United States of America. But we're here to watch football, so let's get into it. This is the final game of the year for Southern Nazarene, as the Crimson Storm have already recorded a program high for wins in Division II and look to add to that number today as they host Oklahoma Baptist on Senior Day. 14 players for the Crimson Storm will be playing their final game, and there's a few other seniors due to injury who will not be playing. SNU is coming off a 20-17 loss to SWOSU, Southwestern Oklahoma State, in what can only be described as a miracle, as SWOSU picked up a tip drill pass to go in with about a minute 20 left in the ball game. So, Jacob Spady ran for 94 yards and threw for 66 as SNU found the end zone twice, and Nate Walker had the other one as Spady threw for the other one. SNU led on three different occasions but trailed 20-17 with a $1:24 left, and the Storm got down to the SWOSU 31-yard line with 6 seconds left and set up a Carlos Anguiano 48-yard field goal to send it into overtime, but the Bulldogs are able to get some penetration, block it, and let the clock run out. So that ended SNU's bid for a winning season, their first as Division II. But tonight they're going up against Oklahoma Baptist. And how did Oklahoma Baptist do last week, Chandler?
Oklahoma Baptist is coming off a 31-24 loss to Northwestern Oklahoma State. Preston Hare threw for 313 yards and 2 touchdowns, while 8 different players combined for 197 yards rushing. Darian Moss and Isaiah Mallory led the way, as Moss had 70 yards and Mallory only had 68.
Well, SWOSU only has one win on the year as they defeated the SWOSU Bulldogs in Shawnee as their only win of the year. SNU has recorded 4 wins so far, beating East Central, Harding for the very first time ever, Henderson State for the very first time ever, and Northwestern Oklahoma State here at home in Bethany on their not the official first win against the Rangers, but the first one on the field, as the other one came by forfeit. In this series so far, this is the only series that SNU has in the GAC that is all SNU, as they've only played twice. The series is short, as Oklahoma Baptist joined the conference in 2015. Both times those two played, SNU was behind the Bison in the standings, and the Crimson Storm won both contests. The last time OBU paid a visit to Bethany, it was an overtime thriller as the Crimson Storm snapped a 32-game losing streak, and I was here for that game. And a historic one it was, as it was the very first time SNU won a football game as a member of NCAA Division II. Last year, SNU just one win as it entered the final game of the season in Shawnee, but the Storm recorded its second highest total yards of the year with 351. Jacob Spady and Daniel Ramos III combined for 122 of SNU's 146 yards on the ground, and Spady threw for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns as he went 16 for 24. OBU's Desmond Stegald threw for 192, while Mallory ran for 66 yards and a touchdown on 16 carries as the Crimson Storm won that game 20-10 last year in Shawnee. There's a couple of SNU guys looking for some records today, Chandler.
Yeah, the 2017 team is just 90 yards away from breaking the school's single-season record for rushing. The 2002 team ran for 1,866 yards, and this year's squad has 1,776 yards total on the ground. The 2002 team, though, only played in 10 games. This will be the 11th game for the 2017 season.
With 87 more yards, Jacob Spady will move into fourth time all-time in school history with 91 yards. He will become the first quarterback in school history to rush for 1,500 yards. He also needs 2 more rushing touchdowns to catch Brady Waldlaw for the most rushing touchdowns of any quarterback in school history. He also needs 185 more yards passing to catch James Morrow for 5th all-time in school history. With 191 yards, he can hit 2,500 mark for passing. He also needs 281 more yards of total offense to hit the 4,000-yard mark. So far this season, Spady has 804 yards rushing. With 196 more, he would be the 5th player in school history to reach 1,000 yards rushing in a single season. Josh Jordan has already moved into 6th place all-time in school history in interceptions. He has 5 career picks and needs one more to tie Preston McIntyre from 2000 to 2001 for 5th. Dorian Harris and Derek Carmouche each have 4, as Carmouche is one of our seniors playing his last game on SNU football field. This game's going to be a matter of whose offense can perform at what they're good at and whose defense can stop them. As SNU comes in with the 6th best rushing offense in the GAC, OBU with the 11th, next to last. On the other side, SNU's passing offense is next to last at 11th, while OBU's is 2nd in the conference. In terms of total defense, SNU is 10th, OBU is last. In terms of scoring defense, SNU is 8th, and OBU is still last. Speaking of the GAC, looking around, it is rivalry week going on all across the states of Oklahoma and Arkansas, as Henderson State and Ouachita are playing in the battle for Arkadelphia at Ouachita Baptist. That game will start at the exact same time as ours. We'll keep you posted on that. The Ouachita game is important, though. Ouachita Baptist can win the conference with a win or an Arkansas Tech loss, as they play Harding today at home. East Central and Southeastern Oklahoma State will play their rivalry game in Durant, and Arkansas, Monticello, and Southern Arkansas will play in Magnolia, and Southwestern and Northwestern Oklahoma State will meet in Alva. All those are rivalry games, but none more important to the SNU Crimson Storm than this one, as they play their arch rivals from 45 minutes away in Shawnee. And as stated before, Ouachita can win the conference with a win or an Arkansas Tech loss to Harding, who has not lost a football game since SNU defeated them in Searcy. With Arkansas Tech, it's the exact opposite. They can win with a win against Tech and a loss to Henderson State for Ouachita. So we will keep an eye on both those games, as Ouachita and Henderson State will start at 1 o'clock, and the Wonder Boys and the Bisons will kick off at 2 o'clock. So, Chandler, what are you looking for today in this game between the Bison and the Crimson Storm?
Looking for SNU to come out strong. Maybe start off with a touchdown on their first drive, get the game going early. Try to keep their defense going a little bit. Last week they kind of stifled on points. So see if we can get some more touchdowns and keep our defense going good.
Well, SNU did, in fact, struggle to get some points on the board. It was only 1 week removed. A game they put up 44 points, and then a game they only put up 17. So we'll see if their offense has improved as they go up against the worst scoring defense period in the GAC in the Bison. I'm looking for Oklahoma Bison to come out with some fire. This is their final game. This is their seniors' last game as well. It'll be interesting to see how, and this is a rivalry game. So to them, it doesn't matter what's happened to this point for both teams. It's all about who can come home with a victory against their arch rival. About 5 minutes away from kickoff, so we'll go over we'll go over the starting lineups for you. Starting with the Oklahoma Baptist Bison defense. Would you take that away, Mr. Chandler?
All right, starting for the defense is number 90, Emmanuel Cole. Number 96, Houston Tyler. Number 58, Daniel Moniz. Number 99, Dennis Nguyen. 41, Josh Arnold. 34, Lane Martin. Number 11, Miles Russell. Number 23, Dante Foster. Number 27, Landon Rowlett. Number 3, Keelandis Colton. And number 30, Jay Jordan.
On the other side for the Crimson Storm offense, number 12, Jacob Spady's under center. At the running back position, Daniel Ramos III. Tight end is Devin Brady, number 80. At the wide receiver spots, Reese Carlson and Nate Walker check in. Coming in the slot receiver is number 11, Reed Rolofs. On the line, the front with the front, big hog mollies up front for the Crimson Storm. Number 70, Yvonne Masonette, Will House, Jacob Aguilar, Mark Roll, and Blake Coleman. Blake is another one of our seniors, as well as Yvonne Masonette and Will House. On the others, and Chandler bringing up the Oklahoma Baptist offense is.
Yeah, number 12 in the quarterback position is Preston Hare. And then Darian Moss and Stefan Turner are going to be right behind him with the ball, running back. The wide receivers will be number 15, Cagney Robertson, and 81, Alexis Lewis. Also number 10, Josh Pettyjohn. And then at tight end, number 43, Reese Gilbert. And then up on the O-line, we have number 60, Zach Blevins. Number 65, John Kent Calhoun. Number 76, JT Ketch. Number 66, Creed Wright. And number 50, Brian Cornell.
And on the Crimson Storm defense, number 45, another senior, Zach Lloyd. Another senior, the nose guard, number 16, Marin Belitek. Stephen Price, another one, as he comes in at the other defensive end. Tristan Slinker and Miles Roll in the middle linebacker positions. On the outside is Brayon Jackson and Angel Hernandez. In the safeties, Anthony Stevens and Josh Jordan. And the cornerback position, Derek Carmouche and Dorian Harris, as here come the Crimson Storm, ladies and gentlemen. Coming onto the field for the very last time in 2017. Ready to face their bitter rivals in the Oklahoma Baptist Bison. Rather chilly day out here in Bethany. Overcast skies with some 19 to 20 mile an hour winds coming from right to left. So that will do a number on the kicking game. As both teams are just about set to get underway. Did not see who won the coin toss. So we'll see.
Looks like Southern Nazarene will be kicking out as Carlos Anguiano is on the field holding the tee.
So SNU will win the toss and defer to the second half. So give the defense a chance to start out strong against an Oklahoma Baptist passing offense, which is number 2 in the GAC. Coming in as the Bison are recording 264.3 yards a game, as opposed to an SNU passing defense, which is 9th in the conference and allowing 210 yards per game. So SNU's passing defense, I'm sure, will be tested. Carlos Anguiano trying to get loose. Rather chilly day. Different from past meetings between these two teams, as the first two games have been not exactly warm, but not cold either. And sunny skies for both those meetings. And this one, it's pretty much the exact opposite, as we are in mid-November. And GAC play is coming to an end after today. And here we go, and we are off in Bethany as Carlos Anguiano kicks it off. Back to return as the Bison bringing it up. He's going to get hit hard by number 22 for the Crimson Storm, Daniel Flynn, who comes in and lays the boom on number 4 for the Bison, Frankie Edwards, a 5'7", 180-pound senior from Mustang, Oklahoma. So here comes Here comes number 12, Preston Hare, under center. He's going to drop back to pass early. First play is down from center, looking up. And he's going to get a great catch. Going up against Derek Carmouche is number 15, I believe, that's Cagney Robertson. 6'3", 211-pound junior from Coweta, Oklahoma. First play is a big catch from Robertson from Hare. This is a run straight up the middle, and he's met by a pack of Crimson Storm. It's Zach Lloyd who got there first. His number 22, Darian Moss, is going to get the first carry, and he goes back one.
Looks like OBU is going with the hurry-up offense here on this first drive. Try to keep SNU on their heels.
Alex Lewis and Derek Carmouche all alone. Drop back to pass for another opportunity. Bringing the blitz, Brayon Johnson. Brayon Jackson got the hit on the quarterback, but not before a one-handed tip drill to himself is number 10, Josh Pettijohn. Making the grab and tiptoeing inbounds. Another first down for the Bison.
OBU coming out strong on their first drive here, marching right down the field with 2 straight completions and a couple runs.
Hare's going to give it to Moss. Going to find more open room, and he's got some room to run. And he's tripped up by number 31 for the Crimson Storm, Anthony Stevens. Got him by the shoelace. Gain of 5 on the play. Second down and 5 coming up. OBU Bison offense running pretty smooth right now. Some big catches and a decent run. Hare gives the Moss again, and he's met. He's met at the line of scrimmage by 23, Miles Roll. Third down and 4 now for the Bison as they gain 1 on the Moss carry. Moss still back there. 2 right, overload to the left. Hare's going to drop back, play action, and he's going to be brought down, not before he gets a piece of it, and SNU might be wanting some intentional grounding right there as he was going down, being spun down to the ground. SNU's arguing there wasn't a player in the area. There's the flag. Intentional grounding coming up for the Bison. So that's a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down as number 36 for the Crimson Storm, Stephen Price, got back there, was spinning him down, and Hare just had to let it go. He's still in the pocket and no one around. 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. 4th down and long now, so they'll bring on the punting unit. So for what was, to start out, a very productive drive for the Bison. Great stop for the SNU defense. Back to kick for the Bison is number 17, Hayden Ashley. Well, rugby-style kick. Gets a good OBU bounce. And it's going to be down around the 7-yard line for the Crimson Storm. That's where Jacob Spady will set up shop.
Good first drive by the SNU defense. They did give up a couple pass plays, but did end up forcing a punt. So let's see if Jacob Spady and his crew can come out here and drive down the field and put some points on the board.
Well, Jacob Spady, one of the more productive quarterbacks that SNU has had in recent years, is going to get his first chance. He's accompanied by Nate and Zach Walker. Right now it is just Nate Walker who's going to be trying out, who had a monster game against the Rangers of Northwestern Oklahoma State with 2 touchdowns. And he had a touchdown last week against SWOSU, one of the 2 for the Crimson Storm. Giving off to, that's Reese Carlson, who's going to get the first call of the day on the jet. And he'll maybe get 1, maybe 2 yards on the first play from scrimmage for the Crimson Storm. So Reed Roloffs checks in for Brady. And he's all alone against number 3, Calandis Colton. But Jacob Spady's going to keep it and run up for a little bit. He's going to gain maybe another yard. 3rd down and about 6 coming up for the Bison, or excuse me, for the Crimson Storm. So Spady's stepping up with Daniel Ramos back, sends Nate Walker in motion. He's dropping back to pass. Bootleg coming up the middle is the blitz. And Nate Walker didn't see anything. And there's a flag down on the play. I'm not sure who that's going against. It might be against Nate Walker on offensive pass interference. But we'll see. He never turned around to see Jacob Spady trying to get to him. Getting the call from the white hat now. And it is indeed against number 2, Nate Walker. As he was pushing him the whole way down, never turned around to see his own quarterback passing to him. So the Crimson Storm stifle on their first drive. The Bison decline it, and we'll just let Carlos Anguiano boot it off to him. Anguiano's punt is a good one, is a boomer. Gets into OBU territory, brought up, and he's going to be tripped up and fall down as the line judge got to him. Calling him falling down as Frankie Edwards back to return the punt. He takes it maybe a yard to the OBU 42-yard line. And that's going to bring us to our first time out of the ball game. 0-0 with 10:55 left in the first quarter. You're watching SNUathletics.com. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Both teams stifle on their first possession. OBU puts forth a good drive, but a penalty kills them, and SNU just couldn't quite get the yards needed. Defense back on the field for the Crimson Storm as Hare's back in the shotgun. He's going to give it off to number 4 for the Bison, still Frankie Edwards. Maybe gets a yard and a half. 2nd down and 9. Met by a host of Crimson Storm.
OBU's running game hasn't done much this game yet, but their passing sure has. They've completed 2 of 2 so far, I believe, both for first downs.
Hare sends his man in motion. Sets up an overload left set. And another give this time to Edwards, and he's broken through. He's got a big gain ahead of him, brought down out of bounds on the clip. Edwards gets all the way down to the 28-yard line of the Crimson Storm as they are in SNU territory just outside the red zone. OBU going hurry up now. Steven Turner checks in. Hare back and now on a pistol set. And he's looking on the little flash screen and gonna be let go. Couldn't quite make the break on the ball is Derek Carmouche. He had him in the backfield, but couldn't quite get a hang on him. First down OBU, as that was Turner who got free. Inside the 25-yard line. OBU's going again. This time Edwards trying to get it going. This time he's going to be brought down. Nothing going by number 63, Driston McCubbins of the Crimson Storm. Going to get no gain on the play. Second down and 10 now from the 22-yard line. Moss back there. He's giving it to Moss, and he's met immediately. It gets a little bit on the second effort, about 3-yard gain. As Brian Jackson comes up to meet him. They're going to mark him a 4-yard gain from scrimmage. Third down and 6 now for the Bison. This is going to be from the 14-yard line. Dropping back. Hare's looking around, looking towards the middle, and it's caught inside the 5, and he's brought down at about the 3-yard line. First down, OBU. That was number 14, I believe. Emmanuel Adescon. Hare all alone in the shotgun. Looking back, Brand Johnson's bringing it up. He's going to run it in. Touchdown, OBU. Saw the blitz coming from Brian Jackson, and he just gave him a little shake and bake. Went all the way in. Only until after he crossed the line. Touchdown Bisons. They score first in this rivalry game. Already, this is the largest away crowd that we've seen all year. 45-minute drive. Almost got to it on the point after, nothing doing. Kicks it through, kicks it straight. SNU down 7-0 against the Oklahoma Baptist Bison. SNU will try to answer when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Crimson Storm down 7-0 after about a 3-yard quarterback scamper by Hare. OBU set to kick off with number 39 for the Bison, Luke Wendell to kick. Back to receive for the Crimson Storm is Nate Walker and Jackal Davis. And he's off to the races. It's Davis again, and he's off. He's got a break, and he's brought down by who else but the kicker.
It was just 2 weeks ago when Jackal Davis had that big kickoff return for a touchdown that sealed the victory for SNU, their last home game they played.
Well, he's very dangerous once he gets a stride. Gets it all the way down to the SNU 48-yard line. Great field position for the Crimson Storm as they try to answer the Bison. Spady sending Reese Carlson in motion. Gives it to Daniel Ramos, who's out and running, and he's got a little bit of a running room. He's going to be very close to the first down marker. And they're going to give it to him. First play is a first down, 10 yards run by Daniel Ramos. Plays particularly well against the boys in green. He's had some of his best games of his life playing against OBU. Send it back up. This time it's going to be Spady who takes it on the read, makes a man miss, and he's off a little bit more. He's going to be very close to another first down. They're going to give it to him. First down for Jacob Spady. First 2 plays on this possession for the Crimson Storm. A run by Ramos, run by Spady. First downs both.
Back-to-back first downs for SNU. Maybe this will be the kickstart of their offense.
Spady back. 4 receivers. No, excuse me, that's 3. 3 receivers to his right. Finds Ramos, gives it off to him, and a big block given. He's a little bit more. SNU running offense is running like a well-oiled machine right now. Didn't quite see the number, but there was a big hit by an SNU wide receiver, I think. Able to spring Ramos loose for a little bit more. Spady talking to Devin Brady and Ramos. He's got 2 receivers to his right. Brady in the tight end position and Carlson to his left. He's going to take it on a draw. Spady going to take it a little bit more. That's the first play on this possession. The play from SNU did not end up in a first down, but it did end up in a 5-yard carry by Spady. SNU actually they run no huddle, but it's a little bit of a slower no huddle than any of the other teams in the GAC. As Arkansas Tech can run like lightning, as we saw here in Bethany last month. There's going to be another read to Spady, and he's met immediately, spins out of it, and gets a little bit on the second effort. 3-yard carry. 3rd down and 2, a very long 2 coming up. SNU looking for points now. Spady finds Ramos back behind him. He's got 3 receivers to his right. Gives it off to Ramos, and he's going. Gives a little bit of a shake, and Ramos is off and in for a touchdown. Daniel Ramos, the 3rd on the board for Southern Nazarene. All it took was a little bit of a shake and bake on the outside linebacker for the Bison, and Ramos is in. Extra point away from Carlos Anguiano to make it a tie game. .5:10 left in the first. There's a snap, the hold, the kick, and it is through the uprights, and we are tied at 7.
It's a nice drive for them there, John. Seemed to not be any slowing down on that drive, just straight up running the ball down their throat.
That was
right into the end zone.
That was a 6-play, 52-yard drive that took up 2 minutes and 51 seconds. We're tied up here in Bethany. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Crimson Storm tie up the game on a 12-yard run from Daniel Ramos. Ties up the game at 7. ball falls off the pylon before Anguiano can get there. He's going to reset. Edwards and Moss back to receive for the Bison. There's the kick. It's high and deep. And Frankie's just going to let it go out of the back as Anguiano is assisted by the wind there. So SNU's defense will try to stop a OBU offense that is moving very, very well, and in no small part to Preston Hare and that big OBU offensive line, giving Preston Hare a lot of time to work. Price, Biletek, and Lloyd doing everything they can to get back there. There's a snap, another pass, another quick screen. And he's thrown out of bounds, but not before about a 6 or 7 yard reception for number 1, Stephen Turner. So another run here, this time by Moss, and he's brought down by Slinker, and a flag comes in late. We'll see what this one is.
Looked like it was going to be a face mask there.
There is no flag on the play. Third down and 1 coming up for the Bison. Big play if SNU can get a stop here. Robertson is all by himself going up against number 21 for the Crimson Storm, Dorian Harris. And he's looking that way, and Dorian Harris almost gets a pick. If Harris gets that catch, that is a pick 6, and no one is getting to him. In fact, I don't think anybody's getting within 15 yards of him before he crosses the goal line. SNU defense gets a stop on this OBU offense. As it is going to be Ashley back to kick. High snap, rugby style kick. It's going to take a bounce and all the way to about the SNU 36-yard line. That's where SNU might have a chance to open this game up a little bit. Here comes the SNU offense, led by Spady again. Zach Walker now in the game, lining up on the left side of Spady, with Devin, this is going to be number 85, Jacoby Hicks, far side to the left. Nate Walker in the backfield with Carlson and Rolofs to his right. Nate Walker, a shiftier back than Ramos. He's going to get the quick pitch and get just a little bit of yards, maybe about a 5-yard carry before he steps out of bounds. Spady now setting up in a full house pistol set. Both Walkers and Carlson. Gives it off to Nate Walker, bounces off a tackle. Flag's coming in, and he's off to the races, and he steps out of bounds and might be coming back, though. That flag is in the area of holding. So I think this one may be coming back. And it is indeed a holding. And there's actually 2 counts of holding. First one will be declined. Second one will set back SNU 10 yards. Second down and 15 coming up for the SNU offense.
The holding penalty negates the 20-yard gain by Walker there.
Walker sprung off a tackle. Looked like he was going to be brought down for a loss of about 3. Instead turned it into a 20-yard run. However, it's not going to go down the stat book. Walker still behind him. Zach Walker off really far. He's going to give it to Nate Walker, and he gets a big hole. Brings it back to the original line of scrimmage from the penalty. Third down and about 5 or 6 coming up. That was a giant hole that you could drive a pickup truck through, but instead he's a really fast, small running back. Carlson lines up to Spady's left. Maybe looking for him or Reed Roloffs, who's on the opposite side. Instead, it's another give to Nate Walker, and he's upended after a gain of 2. Fourth down at the SNU about 43-yard line, and they're going to bring on the punt team. Coach Andy Lambert thought about it for a second, but decided to play it safe and put Carlos Anguiano on the field. They put everybody on the line for OBU, maybe looking for a block here. And they bring the heat, but he's able to get it off. Another big kick, helped by the wind. And he's going to be taking, that's Edwards, or excuse me, that was Turner. Turner all the way to the 19-yard line for OBU, and that's where they will set up shop with the defense trotting back out.
It's actually going to be the 23-yard line there, John. See if SNU's defense can come out strong again like they did on the last drive and force a 3-and-out again.
Here comes Hare. Back with them is Moss. Gives it off to Moss. Trying to get a little bit to him. He's brought down from behind by number 19, Angel Hernandez, excuse me. Second down and 9 now for the Bison. On the OBU 24-yard line. Sends out. He's got 5 wide for Hare. He's going to be looking to the air here. Drops back, looking for a quick slant over his head. Too high for Moss. Third down and 9 coming up. And another opportunity for SNU to get another big stop. Dorian Harris almost got a pick. A pick 6, in fact. Last time the SNU defense was on the field. He's got 4 out. Moss in the backfield. Steps up. Gets a call. He's going to be dropping back, looking deep. Zach Lloyd is all over him. He's going to have to scramble out of the pocket. What is he going to do with it? He's going to get rid of it and into the SNU sideline. SNU defense holds once again, brings on the OBU punt team. Minute 12 here in the first quarter. And here's the punt. It looks like he might have wanted to go with it for a little bit and actually hit an OBU person in the back of the head. And they're going to mark him way back there. Not a great punt for the OBU Bison as it hit and he hanged on to it for a little bit too long, and it hit an OBU person in the head. So we'll see where they mark him. They're going to mark him at the OBU 47-yard line. Not a great punt. That's that's a 23-yard punt there. The attempt to be on a rugby style as Spady sets back up. One minute remaining. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout taken by SNU. And we'll take one with them when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Jacob Spady sets up at the OBU 47-yard line, gives it off to Daniel Ramos, who's going. He gets a good block from Nate Walker, and he's tripped up as he gains about 5 yards on that carry, 5 or 4 yards. Clock is now moving.
SNU's really coming out strong here in the first quarter, first half with their run game. Haven't seen too many passes by SNU so far.
Spady going to have to get one more play off in this quarter before we go to quarter number 2. There's going to be a false start on SNU and set them back about 5 yards. $16 seconds left in the first quarter. So Jacob Spady's still going to have to get off one more play. He's going to pass. Looking for a screen. It's a tight end screen to Devin Brady. And another flag comes in. This one's real late. This will be interesting to see where this one goes. That pass is good for about 5 yards to a 3rd down 6 situation, but he may be getting a little bit more based on the penalty. We'll see what happens. That one came in really late. And it's a holding call against SNU. Sets them back another 10 yards. Penalties killing this drive for SNU that started out in probably the best possible scenario you could. 2nd down and looks to be about 16, 17 yards. Clock is rolling, and that is going to do it for us here in the first quarter. So it's running touchdown by Preston Hare and a running touchdown by Daniel Ramos is all the first quarter has to tell. Quarter number 2 coming up. SNU and OBU tied at 7 each when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. 7-7 as we start the second quarter of play. Spady looking to pass. He's looking for Roloffs, going deep. And it was caught. Or excuse me, it is not caught, but it is going to be a flag on the play. Thought that it came down off the tip into Reed Roloff's hands. Double guarded, double covered by OBU. And it is going to be a pass interference penalty against OBU. And that sets up a first down, automatic first down on a 15-yard penalty, which is the exact opposite thing that OBU needed, as they were sitting pretty after 2 SNU penalties.
Penalties seem to be a key factor for SNU, as we've seen it throughout the season. Many drives have been stifled by the penalties.
Ramos on another run, gets another block. He's going to gain about 3 yards. Spady back. And there's going to be another penalty, another false start. Penalties doing all they can in this on this drive in both ways.
I believe that's 4 straight plays with a penalty on it. 3 of them for SNU, 1 of them on OBU.
Second down and 13 now for the Crimson Storm. They send Walker, Zach Walker in motion, and he's off and running. Spady's just going to tuck it and run. He didn't even think about it. He's just taking it. He's going to get a little bit on a second effort. And it'll be interesting to see where they mark him. He's about 4 yards short. It's 3rd down and 4 coming up. 3rd down and 4, 3rd down and 5. Roloffs and Carlson off to the left. Brady and Zach Walker to the right with Ramos in the backfield. It sends Walker in motion, going to give it to him. Or no, he's going to keep it, and OBU snuffed that one out. That's number 9 for the Bison, Albert Mongi. Sniffs it out and brings him down for a loss of 2. 4th down and 6 coming up, and I think SNU might be going for this one. They're in no man's land. 4th down and 6, too far for a field goal and too windy, but too close to punt. Spady's going to drop back and go for this one. Drops back, looking for, he's going to take it and run, and he's immediately brought down by a host of OBU Bison, and that will give OBU some much-needed momentum as Spady couldn't find anybody open. Everybody was covered. OBU takes over from their own 34-yard line. Here comes Devin Brady, who's 5 for 8 so far for 65 yards. Preston Hare back to, he's going to hold on to it. And he falls down, trying to juke out Miles' roll, and he falls down on himself. Loss of two. 2nd down and 12 coming up. Hare drops back, looking for another pass, looking deep, and a great catch against Dorian Harris, is number 81. I do not, excuse me, that was SNU's part of the roster. Alex Lewis, number 81, Alex Lewis, a 6'3", 206-pound senior from Broken Arrow. Hare's looking for another one. Dropping back, looking deep. He might just take it and run, and he will. And he's brought down by a combo of Miles Earl and Zach Lloyd. And very close to the sticks, and they're going to give it to him. Move the chains for OBU. Now OBU's offense off and running once again. Looking a lot like they did at the beginning of the game. Hare's just going to give it to Moss, and he is met immediately. Bounces off a wimpy tackler, but he's able to be stood up. Gets a yard on the carry on the second effort. 2nd down and 9 coming up. And SNU's playing pretty good pass coverage. It's just the Hare's been finding those tight little windows and putting them right where his receiver can get them. And that seems to be the difference in the offense versus defense part, at least with OBU having the ball. Hare drops back again, looking for another pass. He's looking at another tight window catch. It's Lewis again. Put it right by the hand of the SNU safety. And able to thread the needle. Hare puts his team back in the red zone. 1st down and 10 from the SNU 18. And he's looking, he's dropping back, looking. In the middle is a touchdown. Number 15 for the Bison, Cagney Robertson, puts OBU back on top. 13-7 now, the score. And there's the hold, the snap, the kick, and it is good. So that was, we'll have the drive summary. There it is. The Preston Hare pass for 13 yards is what gives OBU another lead, 14-7 over the Crimson Storm. We'll be right back to SNUathletics.com. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. 13-yard pass from Hare to Robertson is what gives OBU a 14-7 lead, as we are off and going once again. And they're just going to let this one go into the back of the end zone. SNU will set up shop at their own 25-yard line, where Jacob Spady will look to respond. trying to get to some games around the GAC. Ouachita Baptist and Henderson State playing right now in Arkadelphia. Battle for Arkadelphia, that is. The two crosstown neighbors playing each other. Ouachita currently leads 21-14 with 12:09 left in the second quarter. Get you some other scores as we go. Spady back. He's going to find Ramos again. He's going to get a good hole. Rush for about 5 yards. Second down and 5 coming up for the Crimson Storm. There's a offset pistol formation. Another give to Ramos it is, and he's going to get a little bit and runs over a man. Daniel Ramos lowers the boom for another 11-yard carry. First down, Crimson Storm. So Jacob Spady sets back up in the pistol, waiting for a play to come in. It's going to be a short formation. Sends Walker in motion, gives it off to Walker, and Walker's fast, and he's off. Gets a first down, or at least I think he should. He is really close. Thought that he got to the pylon on the second effort, or at least on the reach. They're going to mark him just short. Second down and 1 coming up. Spady will send Carlson in motion now, give it off to Reese Carlson, and now he's running. He'll get the first down, it seems. He's going to be very close as he kind of stopped and went horizontal. And this one's very, very close. And I don't know. And they're going to give him the first down. First down, Crimson Storm on a Reese Carlson 1-yard run. Clock is moving as we are halfway done with quarter number 2. Spady will go back into the pistol with Ramos to his left, sends Reese in motion. Another read option for Spady this time. Gets a little bit of a second effort, gains about 4 yards after being hit by number 41 for the Bison, Josh Arnold. He's a redshirt freshman out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. Second down and 4 coming up for second down and 6 coming up for the Crimson Storm on a gain of 4. Spady has 2 to his right. Gives it off to Ramos, who's got a lot of room to run, and he's pushed out of bounds for another SNU first down. Daniel Ramos having another big game against the folks from Shawnee. So Spady checking to the sideline for another call. He's got Jacoby Hicks and Zach Walker to his left. Sends Carlson back in motion. He gives it off to Carlson, and he's brought down in the backfield by number 35 for the Bison, Lane Martin, defensive back coming on a blitz from Stratford, Oklahoma. Loss of 3 or 4. Second down and 13 coming up for the Crimson Storm. Sends Carlson in motion again. And another give to Ramos. And he's running. He's got a big room. Daniel Ramos. He's going to run over another man. And another SNU first down. But not before a penalty comes in. And it looks like this one may be coming back, as there's 2 penalties on the play. One in the backfield back at the line of scrimmage. And one where Ramos was brought down at about the 15-yard line. These may be offsetting penalties, which would be just as bad for SNU, because that would mean that the play is replayed and the run is negated. So there's one in the area of holding, and there's one in the area of a late hit. So there's one for the holding on the offense. And after the play, so there's a holding call on SNU and then an unnecessary roughness call on SNU, which will set them back way, way back. That's a 25-yard penalty, all things considered.
Once again, with the penalties against SNU, penalties this season just seem to be killing their drives.
Well, that one is certainly a drive killer, as it is a 25-yard penalty, 2nd down and 35 coming up. I mean, there's not really a play call for this, Chandler. Not really a play in the playbook for a 2nd down and about 35 to 40.
You can either do a play action pass or maybe a little screen pass and just try to get 10 of the 35 yards you need.
And there's that pass, and it's almost intercepted. Almost intercepted as he was looking for. That was Reese Carlson on the quick slant, but number 11, Miles Russell, jumped in front of it, almost brought it down. 3rd down and forever. So Jacob Spady dropping back. Sends Carlson in motion, and he's going to keep it. Runs into his own man, and he gains about 5 yards, and there's a penalty going, and there's 2 Crimson Storm players down. First one is Will House, who's able to get up, as well as Zach Walker, who's able to get up. So there's a lot of penalties flying after that play. 3 flags thrown by 3 different officials. And there's unsportsmanlike conduct on the Crimson Storm. That'll set them back further, 15 more yards, as they are giving OBU all the field position they want.
It's now going to be 4th and 49.
So what was a promising drive is killed by penalties, and that may be I don't think anything could get more dead than that, but that is the most killed drive I've ever seen by SNU. Carlos Anguiano gets it, gets the boot, tries to turn this field a little bit, gets a piece of it, goes high, and there's a penalty. Give him 15 more yards as Devin Brady went too high on him and ripped off his helmet. I'm sure Coach Andy Lambert's not going to be a fan of the play of his team after these penalties. And SNU fans and SNU players are not big fans of the calls given against their team. OBU starting out in great field position. 1st down and 10 from the SNU 43-yard line. 43-yard line. So So if there was ever a time for SNU defense to make a stop, this would be it. Hare's dropping back, looking for another pass. He's under pressure. He's going to take it and run, and he's brought down as he slides down for about a 2-yard gain. Four minutes left until halftime now. Second down and 8 coming up. There's another give. He's brought back for a loss. Loss of 1 there by the Crimson Storm defense, as several Crimson Storm players able to get to that, but we'll give that one to Miles Roll, who's going to get the credit for getting the first one there. Third down and 9. And I'm pretty sure that they'll look to Preston Hare to go through the air. He's got 3 receivers right with a running back and a receiver to his left in a pistol set. Drops back. SNU faithful getting allowed as he goes back into a shotgun. There's the snap. He's going to give it on the draw play, and there should be a holding penalty somewhere in there, but he's still going as number 4, Frankie Edwards, is going to break through and get a first down. I thought I saw the jersey of an SNU defender getting yanked off over there.
I saw that too, John. It looked like his shoulder jerked back. But I guess the refs said no. So it's going to be first down OBU.
First down OBU on a well-designed draw play. And Oklahoma Bats is going to take their first time out as we are 2:40 left until halftime. OBU's trying to get a big lead as they go into overtime. We'll be right back on SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Bison setting up to take a 2-score lead. They're going to give it off to Edwards, who's going to get sandwiched by 2 SNU players, but not before he gains about 5 yards. Second down and 5 coming up. 2.5 minutes left in the half. Sends a man in motion. Hare drops back, and they're going to call him for a false start here. Sets him back 5 yards, back to the original line of scrimmage. Second down and 10 coming up for the Bison. Under 2 minutes left. Hare drops back. And he's going to be looking for somebody. Getting a good push as the defensive line hasn't crossed, and he finally crosses the line of scrimmage. Just gets pushed out by Tristan Slinker. It's going to be third down and about 5 to go. So a 5-yard gain, 5-yard penalty, 5-yard gain by the Bison offense. Third down and 5 coming up, and I don't think there's been a bigger one yet this game. Hare is going to give it off, and he's brought down in the backfield by Miles Roll, sending on the blitz. Loss of 3. Miles roll. Big time stop on third down. It'll be interesting to see what OBU wants to do here. Fourth down and about 6 or 7. Clock is running. It's about to be 1 minute to go. Play clock is running as well, so they may be taking a timeout pretty quick. And that's exactly what will happen. OBU is going to take their second timeout. We'll take one too. We'll be right back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. With the wind helping them, they're going to send out the field goal unit. And they're going to get it's going to go through.
There's a flag on the play.
They're going to get an offsides penalty. Make it about a 4th down and 1. So they can either take the points or take the yardage. As one of SNU's players jumped off sides. So they're gonna take the points. OBU is gonna grab a 17-7 lead with 49 seconds left to go in the half. And we'll be right back to SNUathletics.com and have the end of the second half coming for you right here. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Crimson Storm find themselves down 7-17 to their arch rivals, the OBU Bison. It was number 39 for the Bison, Luke Wendell, able to tack on 3 more points. He's going to give it back to SNU right here. Deep kick. He's going to find Davis in the back, and he's going to have some room to work now. Give him a good block, and he's in some green, and he's brought down at about the 26-yard line. SNU will set up shop at the 26-yard line. 43 seconds to work. They got 2 timeouts to go 74 yards, or at least get into field goal range, which with the wind blowing as it is not as long as you might think it is. So SNU looking to get a good, decent kick is going to have to get to about inside the 20-yard line. Spady sets up with Ramos and Nate Walker on both sides. Sends Ramos in motion, gives it off to Nate Walker, and he's running. Gets a big hole. He's stopped at the 34-yard line. He's going to let the clock run. And I'm not sure what Andy Lambert is thinking here. You have a chance to get down there and possibly make this a one-possession game, and you have 2 timeouts to do it. There's another run to Ramos, who stopped up short. And that is going to do it for the first half of play. OBU is up on the Crimson Storm 17-7 as we are through 2 quarters of play as we go to halftime. So as we play 2, SNU down 17-7 to Oklahoma Baptist. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Now for your halftime entertainment, the sound of the storm, the SNU Marching Band.
We invite you to stand for the playing of the SNU fight song.
That was the SNU Marching Band, the Sound of the Storm. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, as they performed their final marching performance of the year. We still got a football game going on here in Bethany. OBU leads the SNU Crimson Storm 17-7 after 2 quarters of play. John Hale with you in the booth with Chandler Stivers, ready to give you the second half of this ball game between these two bitter rivals. Looking at the stats, if you just want one stat that determines what kind of game this has been, take no further look than the penalty box. Oklahoma Baptist only committed 3 penalties in that one in the first half for 20 yards. SNU committed 8 for 85 yards, Chandler. This has just been the most undisciplined SNU football team we've seen all year, and it's on the last game of the season.
Definitely, John. The penalties have been a big factor all season long, especially on 3 or 4 of the drives in the first half. And that one, they had 4 penalties in a row for what seemed like 50 yards when it was 4th and 49.
And exactly right. I mean, the SNU's just been dealing with penalties that are just drive killers, especially in the first half, as you said, SNU. But, I mean, there have been times where SNU there were times where SNU had played a really clean first half, and then the second half killed them in terms of penalties. On the Oklahoma Baptist side, Frankie Edwards is leading the way in terms of rushing with 49 yards. Darian Moss is coming up behind him with 14 yards. Preston Hare has 11 yards, but he has 1 touchdown. And Jalen Barlow has a carry for -1 yards. Passing, it's been all Preston Hare in comparison to his counterpart, Jacob Spady, for the Crimson Storm. Preston Hare is 8 for 11, 121 yards, 1 touchdown, and a long of 25 times. He's been sacked only once. Jacob Spady's only thrown 3 passes and completed 1 of them for 5 yards. SNU, in my opinion, has got to open up the passing game a little bit more. On the SNU rushing side, Daniel Ramos has a 66 yards so far. Jacob Spady has 33, Nate Walker with 26, and Zach Walker with 9 yards. Devin Brady has the 1 catch from Jacob Spady for 5 yards. Alex Lewis has 43 yards on the catch for the Bison. He's followed by Cagney Robertson, who has 38 and a touchdown. Stephen Turner has 18 yards, and Pettijohn has 12. In terms of punting, Hayden Ashley for the Bison has punted 3 times for 84 yards and a 28 average. And Carlos Anguiano has punted 3 times for 124 yards. and an average of 41.3 and a long of 48 yards. In terms of tackles, Lane Martin leads the way with 6 total tackles, 4 of them unassisted. Miles Russell has 4 tackles, 4 of them unassisted. And Albert Mongi and Josh Arnold both have 3 tackles unassisted. And Miles Roll checks in with the most tackles so far for the Crimson Storm, with 5 unassisted, 2 assisted for 7 total. Derek Carmouche, 1 assisted, 3 unassisted for 4. Josh Jordan has 3 unassisted, and Stephen Price has 2 unassisted. So, Chandler, in terms of second half adjustments, what do you think SNU and OBU need to do to change?
I think SNU needs to pass the ball more, maybe do some more play action, try to move the ball through the air some, as well as the ground, kind of mix it up evenly. OBU just needs to keep passing it and stick with their game plan. It seems to be working. They've had a couple rough drives, but other than that, they've been pretty steady on driving the ball down the field.
Well, SNU, in my opinion, has to pick up the passing game and avoid the penalties, man. I'm sure that Andy Lambert got onto him during the break for penalties and how much it killed him. SNU is going to have a chance to answer the Bison on this drive right here. They're going to get the ball first to start the second half. And it's going to be Jaquel Davis back to receive with Dorian Harris back there also. We got a whistle before the kick gets off. Waiting to see what the problem is. I think, well, whatever it was, the officials got it fixed, and we're back to start. It is Wendell who's going to kick it off. He has a field goal so far today. There's the kick. It's going to be able for Davis to get a handle on, and he's going. But he is wrapped up real quickly by number 18, Noah McGraw, who able to get back there and avoid the block from Dorian Harris. Davis unable to get a good return. SNU is going to start from their own 22-yard line. That's where Jacob Spady will set up shop. Spady trots back out there. And it hasn't been, and like we said, it really isn't the defense stopping SNU. It's themselves with the penalties. He's going to give it to Daniel Ramos to start. He gets a good block, and he's going to get about 3 yards to start, 3 or 2 yards to start the second half.
I haven't seen much use of Reed Roloffs in this game. He's been on the sideline for most of the downs. So I wonder if it's something with him being hurt or if they're just sticking with the run this game.
Sends Walker in motion. Spady's going to take it on a read, and he's immediately met in the backfield by number 23, Dante Foster. Gets Spady for a loss of 1. And they are honed in on Jacob Spady, not letting him go anywhere. So I bet you Spady's going to be looking to the air right here. And there's a penalty on the field, and there's going to be a false start call. Not everybody was set, so SNU going to back up a little bit more, and there's those penalties that we've been talking about, been hurting the Crimson Storm. Spady sending Walker in motion, 3rd down and 13. And he's looking deep, and he's got Brady. He's going to make it. No, he's not going to make the catch. He had to make it around a OBU Bison helmet. Just couldn't hang on to it as number 30, Jay Jordan, picking up coverage. And the Bison stop SNU on their first drive of the second half, and they're going to get the ball back quick, fast, and in a hurry. Anguiano back to kick. There's a snap, and there's the kick. He's kicking into the wind this time. And there's got to be something back there as number 1 for the Bison,
There is a flag down on the play.
Turner, has got a big return. He takes it all the way back to the SNU 19, but there is a flag back there. Flag back at the 45-yard line of SNU. And SNU, everybody on this side of the football field is wanting a penalty against OBU.
Should be a block in the back.
And it is a block in the back against OBU, so that will negate the long return by Turner. So OBU has all the momentum right now. And they will set up shop at their own 45-yard line. Great field position as they have Anguiano kicking into the wind right now, which means that SNU has got the benefit of the win in the money quarter. So Hare steps back. He's having a great day so far, 8 for 11, 121 yards passing, and a rushing touchdown to his credit. He's going to draw back for the first play from scrimmage. He's dropping back. He's looking for a man, and he's got it. Over the head of number 31, Anthony Stevens, able to be brought down and to the SNU 28-yard line.
We're starting to see why OBU's passing offense is number 2 in the GAC. The quarterback does a really good job of just putting the ball right where only his receiver can catch it.
Hare's going to give it off to Moss, and he's met in the backfield. It's Miles Roll who gets the first one, and Tristan Slinker comes to finish him off. Loss of 2 on the play. So Hare steps back, still in the shotgun formation. He's got 3 receivers bunched. Sends a man in motion. Looking to the air again. And he's going to roll out a little bit. Looking for his man in the end zone, and he overthrows him. 3rd down and 12 coming up for the Bison. And you can see down there the defensive coordinator for the Crimson Storm is getting fired up. Begging for a stop here. So Hare is all alone back there, 5 wide. Looking to the air. And it's out of the hands of number 22. I believe that's Moss. And it is Darian Moss. Goes in and out of the hands. So will OBU elect to kick another field goal here? It looks like they will. So it's on the 30-yard line, so this is a 47-yard kick. 47 to 46-yard kick, and he has the wind helping him. So it is up, and it is good. It's a 47-yard field goal kicked by Wendell. OBU goes up 20-7 on the Crimson Storm. However, I'm pretty sure the Crimson Storm are thankful that it is just a field goal, not a touchdown. But now SNU has got to go answer. We'll be right back here on SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Crimson Storm find themselves down 13, 20-7 against OBU. OBU able to march down and kick a long field goal, 47-yarder. There's the kick by Wendell, and Davis is going to get able to return it, and he's met immediately in the backfield. No blockers there as number 43 for the Bison. That's Hunter Perry from Owasso, Oklahoma. Is able to get back there and make the stop and pin SNU on their own 13-yard line. So Spady trots back out. Be interesting to see what their play call is. He's 1 for 4 for the air, and he gives it to Walker. Walker gets a good block, and he's off to the edge, and he's got a little bit of room to run, and he gets a big first down all the way to the 32-yard line, and that's exactly what SNU needed. Walker, once he gets to the outside, he's incredibly difficult to take down. He's going to give it to Walker again, and now he's got some more room to run. Bounces off his own man and runs a little bit further. He's going to be really close to the first down. They might give it to him. And they are. Another first down by Walker. This game, it's looked like SNU can do no wrong as they move down the field with that impressive running attack, 6th in the conference, as opposed to this next to last running defense by OBU. It's just been penalties that have killed drives like this. So SNU has to find a way to get into the end zone now. Spady's going to keep it this time. Gets a block, and now Spady's off and running. He's in the open field. He's at the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Jacob Spady, and this is a one-score game again. Jacob Spady. That is a 68-yard rushing touchdown by Jacob Spady, the junior quarterback. Makes it a one-score game. Carlos Anguiano can bring it to a 6-point game right here. 10:24 left in the third quarter. There's the snap, the hold, the kick, and it is up and it is good through the uprights. And SNU has made this a ball game again. SNU now trails Oklahoma Baptist 14-20 with 10:24 left in the third quarter. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. It's just getting fun on SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Jacob Spady is able to take it down the field for a 58, not a 68, a 58-yard touchdown for the Crimson Storm. 3 plays, 87 yards, and 120. Saw how long that took. Sky kick for the Crimson Storm, and it is able to be fair caught by the Bison, number 43, Reese Gilbert. Able to bring it down. And that is where OBU will set up shop at their own 40, or excuse me, that's their own 37-yard line. So here comes Hare. He's going to give it off to his running back. That's Edwards, who's able to get a good chunk of yardage there, about 6 or 7 yards. 2nd down and 2 to go. So an 8-yard carry. SNU looking for another stop in this OBU offense that's putting some great drives together. 2nd down and 2 now. Hare's going to give it another gift to Edwards, and he's going to get the 1st down, it looks like. 3-yard carry, 1st down OBU. So they're at the 49-yard line of their own side of the field. So here come the Bison. And there's going to be a false start, send them back 5 yards, and now SNU is on the better end of a false start penalty, something they haven't done in a while. First down and 15 now. Let's see if that changes the play call for the Bison. He's going to drop back to pass his Hare. And he's looking. He's got a man on Carmouche, and it's overthrown over both Carmouche and that was number 15, Cagney Robertson's head. So neither one of them were able to make that one. 2nd down and 15 now. There's another give to Edwards this time, and he's going to be wrapped up and brought down after about a 3-yard carry. That was number 19 for the Crimson Storm, able to make that is Angel Hernandez, able to make the stop. And a big 3rd down and 12 as the SNU bench is getting really, really fired up. And with that, the SNU faithful, they have come alive, and a big stop needed for the Crimson Storm. Hare's going to drop back to pass, and he's looking to his side, and now he's going to take it and run, and he's going to pick up the 1st down, and he's going to be run out of bounds. And he is fired up as Hare showing off some dual threat. First down for the Bisons as they go into SNU territory. 1st down and 10 from the 32-yard line of the Crimson Storm. Hare drops back, and now he's looking to his left, and now he's going to run it. And trying to get a little bit more. He's going to try and get it to his receiver. It's knocked out by Josh Jordan, who's getting really fired up, and there's some whistles going on. There's a penalty flag in the secondary. Didn't see what happened. It was on the far side of the field. And it's holding on the Crimson Storm, so that'll give them another first down and 10 for the Bisons. And once again, those penalties really doing a number on the SNU Crimson Storm on both offense and defense. That was on the far side of the field, though. Far away from play, as Josh Jordan did a great job in breaking up the pass from Hare. Now Hare's going to run. It's going to be a double pass. He's looking back, and he's going to let it go, and is out of bounds. And another penalties flag flies out of the pocket of the ref. What's this one going to be? And it is intentional grounding on the Bison. So that's a loss of down, and it sends them back to the 30-yard line. So if SNU can get a good stop and make them lose a little bit more yardage, they could just about force them out of field goal range, which it would be just what the doctor ordered for the Crimson Storm. Second down and 20 now. There's the give to Moss, who's brought down by number 34 of the Crimson Storm, Jake Hansen. Gains about a yard. Third down and about 16. So a big third down play. SNU is desperate for a stop. They'll need to be playing some disciplined football to get it. Sends a man in motion. Hare drops back. Looking for a man, looking across. A great catch. He went out, brought it down, and it's a touchdown for OBU. And SNU secondary is arguing that it hit the ground or there was a penalty or something. Ref ain't hearing it. Touchdown Bison. About to go up 13 on the Crimson Storm if they can get this extra point. As that receiver climbed the ladder for the Bison. That was Cagney Robertson. Went way up and got it. That was a 8-play, 63 yards touchdown drive. That took 3 minutes and 20 seconds off the clock. So we'll be right back here on SNUathletics.com, and we'll have more football action when we come back. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. 27-14, Bison go up on the Crimson Storm by 13 again. After a Cagney Robertson touchdown. Really climbed the ladder to get to it. There's another kick. And it's going to, this time it's Harris who drops it and picks it back up. And now Harris gets a little bit of room. He's breaking tackles, and he's still going all the way out to the 22-yard line for the Crimson Storm. That's where they'll set up shop. .56 in the third quarter, and the Crimson Storm looking for another answer to at least keep them in the ball game. There's another touchdown for the Bison, and a field goal could keep SNU in it, but another touchdown by the Bison without an SNU answer, that could effectively put this game in some hairy territory. So Spade's going to give it off to Ramos, who has a big hole, and Daniel Ramos going to get another big run. 10-yard carry. He's going to get the first down. So Daniel Ramos having a great game so far. In the first half, Ramos was averaging 7.3 yards a carry. Spady back in this pistol again, sends Carlson in motion, gives it off to Carlson. OBU brings 2 to stop the run, and they will. As they drop him, see where they spot him. They're gonna mark him for no gain. Second down and 10, or excuse me, they're gonna give him a loss of 1. Second down and 11.
So far today already, SNU's 2017 team has already broken the single-season record for rushing yards in a season, breaking that 1,866-yard mark. So they did set a single-season record this year for rushing yards in a season.
Sends Carlson in motion, and another give to Ramos. He's going to gain about 4 yards on the carry. Third down and 6 coming up. Spady checking over to see what the call is. As far as I can see, SNU just needs to survive this quarter. And there's a pass, and Nate Walker drops it. Had it in his hands, and he dropped it. So 3 and out for the Crimson Storm. Going to give it back to a OBU offense that is just clicking right now. With Turner back to receive the punt. And as I said before, SNU just needs to survive this quarter. And they almost got to it. Fair catch taken by Turner. He's going to get it and set up at about the OBU 41-yard line. That's where they'll take over. We'll be right back here on SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Harris dropping back, going to give a quick pass, quick wide receiver screen. Going to run out. That was number 10, Josh Pettijohn. Gains about 5 yards. He's going to give it off to Moss, and he's going to be dropped way, way back. He's met in the backfield. Can't get back to the line of scrimmage, but they're going to get the OBU Bison offensive line for holding. And it was blatant as everybody and their mother could see it from up here. Holding by the Bison. They'll set him back, and that'll make it about a second down and 15. So a different sort of landscape here. Crimson Storm looking for another defensive stop. Hare drops back, looking for a man. He's going outside the pocket now. He's taken down. And a great catch this time by Turner, and he's able to be taken down by Tristan Slinker. And there is a penalty in the backfield, though, so this one may be coming back. We'll see.
Looked like another holding back there in the backfield.
And it is a holding call against the Bison. Send them back another 10 yards, makes it 2nd down and 25 now. And that is big because Turner had one of the best catches he'll make. He was well defended, still caught the ball and got a lot of yards after the catch. It is negated. 2nd down and 25 to go. As we can see it back here, the offensive lineman for the Bison basically tackled an SNU defensive lineman. I believe it was Stephen Price. Dropping back, there's the draw play, well set up. He is able to be brought out by Moss, who brings it to the 33-yard line. 3rd down coming up, 3rd down and 18. About 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. It's going to be Harry. He's going to drop back, trying to get a lot of these yards back. Looking down, and it's intercepted by Derek Carmouche. He's off and running. He got a lane. He's got blockers. He's running, and he tiptoes on the sideline, runs out of bounds. Derek Carmouche on Senior Day gets an interception for the Crimson Storm, and he lets everybody know it. Derek Carmouche with a big-time defensive play. I don't know where this ranks in his personal favorites, but it's got to be up there.
So he brings it all the way back to the 6-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and goal for SNU.
I'm sure that might be his favorite one if he's actually able to get into the end zone, but he did have a pick 6 against Henderson State earlier this season.
It's a big momentum swing right there.
Now, if SNU can get a touchdown here and hold that SNU or that OBU offense, they go into the 4th quarter with the win. So Spady's looking back. He's got him, and he's got him. Touchdown, SNU. That's Devin Brady. Brings it back within a score. Big time for this SNU team. Great defensive play, follow it right up with a touchdown pass. All the momentum is with SNU right now. Carlos Sanguiano to add the extra point. There's the snap, the hold, the kick, and it is good. The point after touchdown is in, and it's 21-27. Still in favor of OBU, but all the momentum is with the boys in crimson. We'll be right back to SNUathletics.com. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Crimson Storm score on a 6-yard pass from Spady to Devin Brady. Bring this game back within 6. Is set up by a Derek Carmouche 47-yard interception return. Carlos Anguiano to kick off. That's another high punt. And he dropped it. He dropped it. It was muffed, and he falls right back on it. That was number 43 for the Bisons. Called a fair catch earlier, Reese Gilbert. Almost handed this game on a silver platter to the Crimson Storm. Falls on his own muffed kickoff return. Bison take over on their own 31-yard line. And I'm sure they'd like to get some more good passes in before they have to switch the field for the fourth quarter. So it's Hare. He's going to give it off to his man right there. That's number 4, Edwards, who's brought down immediately. Second down and 11 now after the loss of 1. Sends a man in motion. That's Gilbert. He's going to give it off to Edwards again. And another, and that's got to be a penalty. And there it is. Number 65 for the Bison, John Calhoun, basically tackled number 36 for the Crimson Storm, Stephen Price. That's going to set OBU back 10 yards. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 21 for OBU. And that's going to add an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the play. All in total, that's a 25-yard penalty. Big time momentum shift going on right here in Bethany, folks. After an interception and a touchdown by the Crimson Storm, now the penalties are doing a number on the Bison. And it backs them all the way to their own 10-yard line. It's on the far hash of the 10. 1 minute, 54 seconds left in the third quarter. Not sure exactly what's going on right here. And they're going to spot him on the. They're going to spot him on the OBU side of the 10-yard line. It's about the 10.5-yard line. Second down and 30 to go is what it says. It says 31 on the stat book. Not sure what they are discussing. And now they are moving them up. I'm not quite exactly sure what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. There's a good discussion between the referees. Andy Lambert's confused, and so is most of the SNU faithful here. So it looks like they're going to respot. They're going to respot the foul. It is a 10-yard penalty on the holding call, and then an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which is 15, after the play. So now the referees are talking to Coach Andy Lambert. And there we see the head ball referee. We're about to get an explanation. And not exactly sure what the call was there. And they negated the 15-yard penalty. So it's a 10-yard penalty only. 3rd down and 20. And a big-time play for this SNU defense. Bench is getting all excited. And we are finally ready to play. So under 2 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Hare's going to take the snap, and he's going to drop back and give the draw. And Slinker is going to get juked out of his shoes and brought down by Stephen Price. Lays down the boom on Edwards. And that'll bring on the OBU punt team. And they better get the punt team out there as soon as possible, because they're not going to have the wind for very often. About a minute and a half left in this 3rd quarter. And back to receive it for the Crimson Storm is Dorian Harris. And there's the kick. And Harris is saying no way, but then he's going to get it. And the ref is going to call him down. He thought that he was saying a fair catch. Dorian Harris was saying no, wiping his arms like an incompletion call, saying nobody get to it, and then he picked it up off the bounce. Referees thought it was a fair catch, and that's how they will rule it. So SNU is going to get the ball with a chance to tie it up or take the lead, and they take it at the 33-yard line of their side of their side of the 50. Spady in the full house set. He's going to take it and he's going to give it to. He's going to keep it himself on the read, and he's going to get a big 1st down. He's going to be brought down at the 45-yard line, right on the S, and the SNU logo in the middle of the field. 1st down, Crimson Storm, and now they're trucking along. Clock is ticking inside 50 seconds. Another full house set. OBU's loading the box. They have 10 people in the box with Devin Brady, that's number 85, Jacoby Hicks, all alone with number 30 of the Bison. And they're going to give it off to Nate Walker, and he's going to be shifty around there. He's going to gain around 4 yards to the 49-yard line of the Crimson Storm. And that might do it for the 3rd quarter of play. And, yeah, that's going to do it. They're going to call him in.
With that last run, Jacob Spady has become the first player in school history to rush for 1,500 yards. The first quarterback in school history to run for 1,500 yards. And he has also moved into 4th all-time history for the rushing yards. So fourth in school history, and the first quarterback to rush for 1,500 yards in a season if he does not lose about 30 yards rushing the rest of the game.
Well, as long as he doesn't take any sacks, that shouldn't be a problem.
That's right.
But we are done with 3 quarters of play. 15 minutes left in this one. SNU versus Oklahoma Baptist. SNU down 21-27 when we come back to SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Crimson Storm now the ball on their own 49-yard line, 2nd down and 6, but more importantly, they have the win. Nate Walker's going to get it, and he almost broke it. He was so close to breaking it, ladies and gentlemen, but it was number 58 for the Bison, Daniel Moniz, who's able to bring him down. 3rd down and 4. 3rd down and 4 coming up. 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Crimson Storm. Spady is going to send Walker in motion, and he's going to give it to him. Walker's going to shift around, and it's close. He's very close to a 1st down as he reached across. And they're going to mark him short. 4th down and inches. What is SNU going to run up here? Is Andy Lambert going to take a leap of faith? And he is. He's going to line everybody up on the line. Looking for a QB sneak, and he will. Jacob Spady is going to push, and I think they're going to give it to him.
It's going to be really close.
I think they was running on the right side. They're going to give it to him. 1st down, Crimson Storm on a Jacob Spady quarterback sneak. I mean, it was very, very close. But they're going to give it to him. Got it on the right side of that 45-yard line. So Spady's going to get it. And they're going to call a timeout taken. Taken by Southern Nazarene. We'll take one with them. Stay right here on SNUathletics.com. 13 minutes and 20 seconds left in this SNU season. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Crimson Storm going to give it to Daniel Ramos, who's going to pick and find a way, being patient and finding his way to a 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5 coming up for the Crimson Storm as they have entered OBU territory. Calling in the play. Waiting for the play is Spady. Play clock is ticking as it's inside 10 seconds now. Spady has 2 to his left, sends Walker in motion, gives it off to Daniel Ramos, who waits and gets a big run. Daniel Ramos patiently waiting behind his blocker, gets another 7-yard carry. 1st down, SNU. Jacob Spady in the backfield again. Ramos and Walker to his lefts. Flops Ramos. And sends Walker in motion. Now he's going to keep it himself on the read. And there's going to be a penalty called in the area of holding, so SNU might be coming back a little bit. And it is holding. Sends them back 10 yards. First down and 20 coming up. So just when SNU was playing some really good ball,
Penalties continue to be an issue for SNU.
Spady waiting for the call, trying to get back to the 24-yard line of OBU. Gives it to Ramos, patiently waiting, stumbles a little bit, shakes off some tacklers, and gets about 4 yards. Will House is struggling to get up there. SNU kind of short in the big lineman division as Sam Perkins suffered a broken leg earlier this season, so they're kind of without one of their best backups in the offensive line position. Second down and 17 to go. Just about 11 minutes left to go in the ballgame. Spady's going to try to look out, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted by OBU, number 35 for the Bison. Lane Martin jumps in front of Spady's pass, picks it off for the Bison, and now the Bison, with 10:49 left, have an opportunity to retake control of the ball game. First turnover of the day by either team.
It's the first turnover by SNU because remember, Kamuch had the interception.
Oh, excuse me. First
earlier.
one by SNU. So it's going to be Moss going to take it up, and he's met by Slinker. So Hare back, second down and 7 now. Gives it off to Moss, and he's met by Brian Jackson and Bill Attack, with Miles Roll coming in to join the party. Third down and 9 with a chance to stop this OBU offense once again. Under 10 minutes now in this ball game. And Hare's going to go with 4 to his left. He's looking, and he finds a man wide open. Number 81, Alex Lewis, the tight end, getting free, wide open in the middle of the field. Big first down for the Bison into SNU territory. Ball's at the 34-yard line. Another give to Moss. He's met at the line, and he's going to get a little bit on the second effort, and he's still going for about a 5-yard gain to the 29-yard line. SNU cannot afford an OBU score this late in the ballgame. And SNU's defense thought that the OBU Bison jumped, looking for a false start. Hare looking back. He's going to give it off to Moss, and Moss is going to carry it for more, and he's going to get a first down. Big time run from Moss. That's his best one of the day. Inside the 15-yard line of SNU, OBU is in great position right now. Hare in a full house set now. He's going to give it off to Moss again. This time he's met in the backfield, this time by Miles Roll. Halfway through the last quarter now. And SNU is not feeling great about an OBU score of any kind, as a field goal would make it a 2-score game, as would a touchdown. So number 33 comes in. That's Jalen Barlow. He's dropping back to pass. Barlow's got it. He's in the flat all alone, and he's brought down inside the 5. First down, Bisons. First down, Bison. Inside the 5-yard line now. Under 7 minutes. He's looking around, and he's wide open. Touchdown, OBU. Number 4, Frankie Edwards, gets the touchdown. And no, they're calling it incomplete. He was bobbling it. Frankie Edwards had the touchdown and then bobbled it. We can accredit that one to Dorian Harris, who came in here and dislodged it just enough. Dorian Harris makes a big-time stop. Second down on the 4. Second down and goal. And there's a read, and that's going to be a touchdown. Didn't stay out of the end zone for long. That's Hare with his second rushing touchdown of the day. Now SNU in a dire situation as they are down 33-21 with 6:35 to go. And here he goes, and it almost got to it, but not in time. Wendell kicks it through. OBU now up 34-21 on the Crimson Storm. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the conclusion of this game here on SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Wendell back to kick it for the Bison. Off to SNU as they are up 13 on the Crimson Storm, 34-21, with about 6.5 minutes to go. And there's a sky kick. It's picked up by the Crimson Storm. He's going to get a little bit of running room right here. So that was number 39 for the Storm, James Love. And a kicking team is going to be offside, so that'll add 5 more yards to that return. So Spady in a desperate scenario right now. He's looking for Walker on the screen, and it's tracked down very easily by the Bison. That's number 11, Miles Russell.
If SNU wants to stay in this game, they're going to have to start taking shots down the field. With only 6 minutes left in the second half, down by 2 scores, they're going to need to put one on the board quick here.
I totally agree with you, Chandler. Spady's only completed 2 passes today. Well, 3, including that one of which is for a touchdown. Ramos is going to get it. He's off and running. He's going to get a first down on the second effort, all the way to the 50-yard line. SNU has 2 timeouts left, which I'm sure they'll want to hang on to in case they have to bring on a last-minute touchdown score. Walker's going to get it, calling out his blocks. Nate Walker going to get a big first down. First down, Crimson Storm. The Crimson Storm is moving, but they're doing it on the ground, which means that clock is ticking. SNU doesn't want to do OBU's work for them, as the clock is no longer their friend. Spady sends Walker in motion. This time he's going to pass. He's looking down the field, looking for roll-offs, and overthrew his receiver. Stops the clock at 5 minutes even.
It's good to see him take a shot down the field.
Second down and 10 coming up. Spady sends Walker in motion again. This time he is going to give it off to his running back, and Walker's shifting, and now he's running, and he's off to the 15-yard line, and that's what will be brought down at the 16-yard line. Now SNU in a position where they need to score as soon as possible, so they don't have to think about an onside kick and just let their defense do the work. Walker in motion again. This time he's going to get it again, and now he's running. He's free. Touchdown, Nate Walker. SNU not out of this game yet. 4 minutes, 26 seconds left. Another big-time PAT attempt coming up for Carlos Anguiano. Snap, the hold, the kick, and it is good with authority. Carlos Anguiano makes it 28 to 34 in favor of the Bison. SNU not out of this football game just yet. 4 minutes and 26 seconds left. We'll be right back here on SNUathletics.com. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. Crimson Storm now in a position where their defense needs to come up big for them. They're down 6 to the Bison, 34-28. They've been able to stifle the Bison offense several times, but they need none more so than right now as Anguiano kicks a deep one into the end zone. Touchback. OBU's going to take the ball at their own 25-yard line. And now that defense for the Crimson Storm will trot back out here. And now it's all on the line now. Crimson Storm defense never needed so much than this moment.
SNU still does have 2 timeouts left if needed to stop the clock.
Making sure that those crowds get in. A quick toss out, and it's going to be a first down or close to it. It's going to be just short of a first down. 2nd down and 1 coming up for the Bison. Hare with Moss in the back. Hare setting up his troops. And here's the run to Moss. And he's met in the backfield. He's stopped short. 3rd down and 1 coming up for the OBU offense. And it looks like Andy Lambert's going to take one of his 2 timeouts with 3:47 to go in the ball game.
Big 3rd down coming up.
Big 3rd down, you're right, and it'll be interesting to see what OBU dials up here because they have the options. They've been successful with several plays. They can throw out that screen that they did to get them down to a 2nd down and 1, or they can run it with Moss or Edwards, or they can run a QB draw. Regardless, since they took the timeout, SNU is desperate for a stop right here. And there is the SNU faithful getting really into this one. There's the snap and the give, and he's very close. Moss is very close. It'll be interesting to see where they spot him. It looks like he's short. The give to Moss is no good on the wrong side of the pylon.
Looks like they're going to measure it here just to make sure.
Tristan Slinker checks back in and takes out number 34, Jake Hansen. So they're going to bring out the measurement. And it looks like he is indeed short.
It's 4th down. Be interesting to see what OBU does here, see if they go for it and risk it or if they go ahead and punt it off. Right now, their quarterback is still on the field. Looks as if they're going to go for it here.
They're going to go for it. Gutsy call here. It's so close to a first down that the scoreboard has it 4th and 0.
Big stop here for SNU would be great.
They're going to try and get a hard count to start. Will they actually run a play, though? Play clock is down to 10. And it is getting loud, and it looks like they're not going to get a playoff. Timeout taken by OBU. They were not fooled by the OBU hard count. So we'll take a timeout. 3:10 to go here in Bethany. OBU with a decision to make when we come back. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com, and they are going to go for it. OBU is going for a big first. They're going to put him all the way up. Try to get a hard count on him.
Another timeout.
And another timeout taken by OBU. OBU down to their final timeout. And they're trying to catch SNU off guard and get a hard count and an easy 5 yards. SNU not biting. So Chandler, it is down to the wire here in Bethany.
Can almost think that OBU is just going to go ahead and send out their kicker this time, or their punter, and try to just punt it away.
Well, we have the one timeout, as does SNU.
Quarterback's coming back on.
He's coming back on. I do not see Wendell. Instead, it will be Hare. Time to see who can bow their neck the furthest and get a stop here. Put everybody on the line. There's the snap, and he's going to roll out, and he's going to throw it, and he's caught! Caught on the tip. And Chandler, that is exactly how SNU lost the game against Southwestern. They tipped it up, and a receiver came to get it.
Just bad luck on SNU's part there. Still have time to make a stop, though.
And a timeout is taken with 3 minutes to go, and SNU is out of timeouts. You'd think that they might have wanted to hang on to that one. It's first down and 10 for the Bisons as there's 3 minutes left to go, so SNU is going to try and get one more stop, one more first down for OBU. This one's effectively over. So we'll take a break. Be right back. Welcome back to SNUathletics.com. First down and 10 for the Bisons with 3 minutes to go. SNU needs a stop now or it's all over. There's the give to Moss, and he is going to get a first down and a lot more. First down and goal for the Bisons coming up. And the clock is ticking inside of 3 minutes. And Chandler, we've seen crazier things happen this year with the Harding game. But 2 weeks in a row, it came down to a tip drill for SNU to potentially win the game.
Would think that if OBU puts it in the end zone here, put the game just out of reach for SNU.
Just about.
Still be possible, though. It would just be a miracle. for us to come back and win.
Hare's going to give it off to Moss, and Moss is met. It's going to be stopped short. We're going inside of 2 minutes now. And OBU can take its sweet time because either a field goal or a touchdown is effectively going to put this one out of reach. SNU needs to turn on its turnover switch.
We need a New England Patriot and Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl event to happen here.
Well, it's a give to Moss. Moss is going to get tracked down and brought down by Miles Roland Brayon Jackson. Third down coming up. OBU once again taking its sweet time. We're going to go inside of a minute before they snap the ball again. So Hare comes back out. Moss in the backfield. He's going to give it to him. Moss is going to get stopped short of the goal line.
And that doesn't matter because that will be it, as the play clock is about 3 seconds ahead of the game clock, so the time will run out.
That's going to do it. SNU will fall to OBU. And OBU is going to get its first win against its rivals since joining Division II in a heartbreaker fashion for the Crimson Storm.
Came down to that tip play drill once again, 2 weeks in a row.
So SNU will end its season 4-7. They double their win total from last year, but even so, whenever you look at who SNU has played and how those games have gone, then if you look at how those games are gone, a loss to Southeastern Oklahoma State should be a loss. Looking down, Arkansas Tech should have been a loss. A win against Southern Arkansas, all things considered, should have been a win. You look at the Ouachita Baptist game, should have been a win. Monticello should have been a loss. And Southwestern Oklahoma State should have been a win, and this one, quite frankly, I think should have been a win. So you take those, so you take away those 3 losses. SNU, if everything goes their way, SNU should have ended up with a 8-3 record. However, a 4-7 record in the GAC is nothing to shake a fist at. SNU falls to OBU for the first time since they joined NCAA. So they fall at home. SNU has one of their better years. It's the best year they've had so far since joining Division II, as they have doubled their win total. So this is the second year that they've done that. They won against OBU the first year. They won against OBU the first year and broke a 32-game-long losing streak, and then the next year they beat Monticello and OBU to make it 2. So they doubled 1 times 2. So this year they doubled 2 times 2 times 2 is 4. So next year you got to be thinking, well, next year they ought to win 8. So some wishful thinking right here inside the press box. It's a heartbreaker for SNU, and OBU is going to head home to Shawnee with a win over its rivals. Going to go over some final stats right here, as the two teams sing the alma mater. Rushing yards, SNU had the monopoly on rushing yards, as they rushed for 335 with OBU only rushing 170. However, the passing yards, it was all OBU. 258 through the air for OBU, only 8 passing yards for SNU. They just couldn't get it done through the air. 15 for 23 and 1 interception for OBU. On the other side, SNU goes 3 for 9 and 1 interception. In terms of plays, it's pretty even. 6.48 yards for OBU, 6.24 yards for SNU. Interceptions was even as Derek Carmouche got a big one to make it a game. But it was all penalties. 11 penalties for SNU for 110 yards, and OBU 10 penalties for 75 yards. And it was all. Looking at the offense here for Oklahoma Baptist, as stated, Hare goes for 15 of 23, 258, and 2 touchdowns. Robertson had 2 touchdowns for 123 yards. Lewis had 69 yards. Turner had 27. Pettijohn had 17. Barlow had 12. And Addis Sokon had 10 for 1. On the other side, rushing, Moss had 73 yards. Edwards had 69 yards. Hare had 36. And on the SNU side, Jacob Spady, 3 for 9. And 1 interception and 1 touchdown. On the receiving part, Devin Brady had 2 of the 3, and Nate Walker had the other one. And on the rushing side, Nate Walker had 12 carries for 114 yards. He averaged 9.5 yards per carry. Ramos had 6.9 yards a carry on 111 yards, and Spady had 103 yards, 7.9 yards a carry. Zach Walker had 1 carry for 9 yards. So Chandler is a tough one for SNU to lose like that, but from what I can see and from what I can hear around the program, this program has its brightest days ahead of them.
That's right. I think this program's heading in the right direction. Levine is doing a great job, or Lambert, excuse me. Andy Lambert's doing a great job as a head coach, and he's building this program up. And I think in the years to come, we're going to be seeing more wins out of SNU.
I believe that too, as SNU, like I said, they just a season recap for you. They got blown out against Southeastern Oklahoma State, 0-58. Then they picked up 2 wins in a row as they beat East Central and Harding, 33-30 and 28-27 respectively. That's the first win ever against both those schools. Then they came back home and got blown out again by Arkansas Tech, 52-0. And on the other side, Southern Arkansas, they came back, they went on the road again to go to Henderson State, and they won 42-24. And then they came back home and lost to Southern Arkansas in a game that their offense just couldn't really function. They couldn't get inside the red zone and score. So they lost 27-15 to the Mule Riders, and then they lost basically on one play. One long pass play was all it took to take down SNU. Was the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. They won 21-14 here in Bethany. Then they went on the road and got beat by Arkansas Monticello, who just had the much better offense that day. They won 35-23. And then they came back home for their final win of the year and beat the Rangers of Northwestern Oklahoma State, and the first time they've done that on the field, 44-37. And then they lost basically their last 2 games the exact same way on a tip drill pass to basically put the game away. First to Southwestern as they lost 20-17, and Oklahoma Baptist as they lose 34-28 here in Bethany to close out the season. Well, that's about going to do it for us here. Checking on the scores around the GAC because I just don't want to leave this stadium just yet. And from what I can tell, Ouachita Baptist is 4 seconds away from clinching a GAC championship. Waiting for a update there, as Ouachita is just trying to close out the Reddies. On the around the rest of the GAC, Southern Arkansas is beating up on Monticello right now, 31-14. And Southeastern and East Central are currently in a great game right now, as both of them are tied at 17. And another 17-17 game, Harding and Arkansas Tech, as they are about to finish their third quarter over there. And Southwestern and Northwestern are about to start here in about 5 minutes, but we'll let that one go by the wayside here. So it looks like, from what I can tell, looks like Henderson got an onside kick, and they have 4 seconds to get down the field and try to tie this thing up or win. But nevertheless, you can figure that out on GAC.com. So that's about going to do it for us up here. It's been a wonderful season. Been up, it's been down, it's been all around. But in the end, we still love our SNU football team. So for the last time from SNU Football Stadium for 2017, on behalf of Chandler Stivers and David Noblet and the rest of our SNU broadcast team, this is John Hale reminding you to keep those bolts up and have a wonderful day.